Oh, hi everyone, Silas Silence here, and welcome back to another vlog type sitting down talking about stuff video. Yeah. Today I thought I'd talk about self-care. So, self-care is really huge when you suffer from depression, anxiety, or basically any other mental health issues. So, I wanted to talk about the ways that I self-care, but first, what is self-care? In case you didn't know, self care is any activity that we do deliberately in order to take care of our mental health, emotional, and physical health. Although it's a simple concept in theory, it's something very often overlooked. Good self care is the key to improve mood and reduce anxiety. It's also a key in good relationships with oneself and others, and that comes from PsychCentral.com. A lot of the information I'm going to kind of go over is going to be from PsychCentral.com, because I'm going to quote a lot of things from there and then expand on their ideas of it. I felt like that was a good way to do this video. So self-care, just so you know, is not a selfish act either. It is not only about considering our needs, it's rather about knowing what we need to do in order to take care of ourselves, being subsequently able to take care of others as well. That is, if I don't take enough care of myself, I won't be able to be in the place to give my loved ones either. So it's basically, if that's why like a lot of people might think it's selfish when you like have to separate yourself in self-care, but it's not. You're getting yourself in the mindset that you are able to give your loved ones the time, whereas if you didn't self-care, you might not have that time or that the mental capacity to be able to do that. Yeah, I think this is a very good quote to understand for people who don't suffer from mental illness, that may not understand why you have to do certain things or why you can't be put in certain situations. They might consider what you're doing is selfish, but it isn't. I think more people should actually, understand that. As I've been quoting a lot from PsychCentral.com, I figured I would read a little bit more of what they have to say and add to it. So, where do you start? Well, there are 3 golden rules. Stick to the basics. Over time, you will find your own rhythm and routine, and you'll be able to implement more and identify more particular forms of self-care that work for you. Self-care needs to be something you actively plan rather than something that just happens. It is an active choice that you must treat as such. Add certain activities to your calendar. Announce your plans to others in order to increase your commitment. And actively look for opportunities for self-care. And then what they say is, what I often emphasize to my clients is that keeping a conscious mind is what counts. In other words, if you don't see something as self-care or don't do something in order to take care of yourself, it won't work as such. Be aware of what you do, why you do it, and how it feels, and what the outcomes are. So, this has been something that I've been trying to implement, because before I have never really implemented making an active plan. I basically have always let my mind and my body tell me what I need to do and when I need to do it. There are times when life gets incredibly crazy that I will try to set aside more time to self-care, but not always. Although self-care means different things to different people, there are basic checklists that can be followed in all of us. So create a no list with things you know you don't like or no longer want to do. Examples might include not checking emails at night, not attending gatherings you don't like, not answering your phone during lunch or dinner. I personally don't have, well, I guess I kind of do. I wrote down that I don't have a no list, but I guess I kind of do. Like, I make sure I don't put myself in situations that are going to increase my anxiety if I'm having that much issue with it at that time being. So I make sure that I don't do those certain things, and I set aside that those things, I can't put myself in that situation, and try to make sure that people around me understand that. Promote a nutritious and healthy diet. This is something I'm trying to do, not necessarily for self-care, but I guess in a way, but just for my overall health. And it's okay not to eat healthy 100% of the time. Sometimes for my own self-care, I need to sit down and just eat a bowl of ice cream or a pint of ice cream. Usually not a pint. I try not to eat that much. But that's perfectly okay. I have like my go-to food when I'm like severely overwhelmed and I just need to release. But at the same time, I don't overdo it. I let myself have that one night or that one meal or just that one little part. And then the next day I pick myself back up and I start all over again. Get enough sleep. Adults usually need 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Sleep, that's my strong suit. Actually, most of the time I sleep way too much. So for me, I need to find a way to have more energy and not sleep as much, because that's something. But I feel like that ties in with my depression of why I do that so much. Exercise. In contrast to what many people believe, exercise is good for our emotional health as it is for our physical health. It increases serotonin levels, leading to improved mood and energy. In line with the self-care conditions, what's important is that you choose a form of exercise that you like. This is also something that I had started back up on, and I've fallen off a little bit here lately because of life. But I mean, I've fallen off of YouTube and everything. But there's something that I always realize when I do start following a routine and program and work out and stuff, is that I feel better. It helps a lot. But it's hard to keep motivation sometimes. I guess this is probably one of those activities I need to put on those, like, that plan and make a commitment to go, even if I fall off the wagon from time to time. So, follow up with medical care. It is not unusual to put up checkups or visits to doctor. I do put off visits to the doctor quite often. Part of that has to do with my name not being changed and just awkwardness of going to the doctor and being trans. But I do have an endo that I see once a year, and even though I suffer from mental health issues, I don't go see anyone about them. I've always been able to kind of control it for the most part by implementing self-care and doing what I need to do to help that. Use relaxation exercise or practice meditation. You can do these exercises at any time of the day. This is something I have done in the past, and I need to get back into it as well, because I've noticed if I do take the time at least once a day to meditate, it helps a lot. I just need to get back into it and start getting focused on doing that. There's a lot of things I need to start doing again. I need to start doing more self-care is what I need to do. And then do at least one relaxing activity every day, whether it's taking a walk, or spending 30 minutes unwinding. So my way of unwinding is usually just like laying in bed and playing the stupid game that I have on my phone, or watching YouTube videos. That's my way of unwinding. I like to take that time, just a little bit of time, to just like zone everything out and just focus on something else. And that is a way of self-care. It may not seem like it. It may seem like a stupid idea, but it is a way of just taking some time to myself and doing that. And then do at least one pleasurable activity every day, from going to the cinema to cooking or meeting with friends. And look for opportunities to laugh. Some of those are hard to do each day, but I do need to start doing more things I enjoy each day. I feel like one that could be very good and keeps me on task is painting more and doing more artwork. So these are the things that Psych Central suggests, but now I'm going to talk about what I personally do. For me, it really depends on what's going on, and my self-care really ranges from time to time. So if I'm spending too much time alone and it's causing my depression to spike, then I will force myself to go out and do something with friends, as much as I don't feel like it. Sometimes once I get out, it actually helps. And then vice versa. If I've been doing too much going out and everything, and it's becoming too overwhelming, I might cancel plans that I need to take some time for myself. So yeah, like I said, on the other spectrum, I know going out or something may trigger anxiety or make things worse. then I will stay home. I don't force myself into situations that are going to make my issues worse. At the same time, there's occasions that I will push myself through my anxiety because it's something that needs to be done or that will be good for me in the long run. And another thing that I do is I work on something creative, whether it's working on art or makeup or whatever I feel the drive to do creatively. Yeah. It gives me a release. Like, zoning out for that, like, 30 minutes, hour, just focusing on something and working on something usually ends up helping a lot. But I have to think of it as a hobby and a release instead of, oh, I need to get this done. Because if it's something I need to get done, it might cause more stress. So it's more, oh, hey, this is something my brain's like, oh my god, this is amazing, I need to do this now. You know, I use that as a release. And a few other things that I've mentioned throughout what they recommended that promotes my self-care is, you know, exercising, eating right, and just taking time to unwind and veg out when I need to. So that's pretty much my way of self-care, and maybe some suggestions for you if you're looking into doing more self-care. I really hoped you liked this video, and if you did, please leave a like, and if you would like to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button. Also, I would like to know what you do for self-care personally. So let me know. It might give me some more ideas of other things I can implement into my routine and my self-care. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.